This video contains spoilers for Persona 5, so viewer discretion is advised. The best friend. The bro. The one who has your back and is always on standby to play some video games or eat some ramen. This archetype is one that's easily written off as mediocre or bland, but it's a vital staple to every friend group. Ryuji Sakamoto, or Sakamoto, is a character that I love and personally I think gets too much hate. Also, did you know he's a phantom thief? Guys, he's a phantom thief! Granted, Ryuji can be abrasive at times, and he lacks the tact of one to hold his tongue, but there's reasons for that, and in this video I'm going to attempt to explore those reasons. Ryuji is a 16-year-old punk who wants to reject society as it has already rejected him. He comes off as a lot more aggressive in the first scenes of the game, until you get to know him. You're then presented with a silly teenage boy with a heart of gold and less than stellar social skills. And I'll admit, between his naivete and how he talks to Futaba's shadow and how he criticizes Morgana, it's easy to roll your eyes at him. But Ryuji has a lot more to him than first meets the eye. It is revealed through Ryuji's confidant that his father was abusive, an alcoholic, and left him and his mother. He's very defensive and caring of his mother as a response. Here's the thing about abuse. The way it thrives, it continues, is through silence. And not necessarily through the silence of the victim. Oftentimes the abuser either makes the victim feel as though they have no voice, or they convince them that no one would believe them. On top of that, many people don't believe victims of abuse. It's not only that. It's implied that Kamoshida was physically abusive towards Ryuji, putting his ability to run at risk when he tried to stand up to him. Ryuji believes that if he speaks out again, he'll only hurt his teammates. When he finds out about Kamoshida's abuse towards other students, this is when Ryuji decides that he can't stand by. He becomes enraged when he finds out that the adults are most likely in the know about this abuse, and they don't care. Ryuji has been let down by the system far too many times to sit back and be a bystander. Moreover, his bluntness can most likely be attributed to his need for transparency. As shown at the beginning of Persona 5, abusers rarely walk around declaring, "Hey, I'm an abuser." To Ryuji, he applies this as adults being fake, because he's so sensitive to this. He doesn't always know how to censor his words. He shows what he knows to be true, because he wants to avoid becoming what he hates at all costs. Ryuji wears his heart on his sleeve. He doesn't play a hero because he wants accolades, although he does lament about not being famous. He wants to protect everyone who needs protecting. It could be because he feels like he was powerless to help his mother. Or it could be that, since no one could protect him from his abuse, he longs to protect others from going through what he has. Furthermore, I can't help but bring up the frontal lobe again, which I did in my previous video. It's responsible for emotional expression, decision-making, and judgment. Being a 16-year-old individual, Ryuji's frontal lobe is not developed, and it's not his fault, but it also affects his impulsivity, like not responding to Morgana's taunts at the worst times, or shouting about how he's a phantom thief. Honestly, Ryuji isn't always the sharpest knife on the Christmas tree, but he's a character I hold very dear. He's someone who is honest, caring, and heroic because that's the right thing to do. He's harsh because he doesn't believe in lying. There's something to be said about a person who can go through such abuse and still leave his heart wide open. A lot of people ask me to do another Phantom Thieves video, and while I will go back to the waifu, I was really inspired to talk about Ryuji. The long weekend is coming to a close, so videos may come a little more slowly as right now I have a grown-up job, but I'll definitely have another video out before the end of the week. I really appreciate all the likes, subscribes, and most of all the comments. I love hearing what you guys have to say in response to my silly ramblings. If you like this video, then think about liking it, and subscribe if you haven't, if you want to find out more about the videos I post and a lot of nerdy stuff. I have a couple here if you haven't already seen, so if you're interested, check them out. Thanks!